Hey, good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live right here on Mike Avery Outdoors on the YouTube channel, Vimeo, Twitter, and the Facebook page as well. My name is Mike Avery, and this is something I do every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, almost every Wednesday night. Out of the 52 Wednesdays a year, I might miss one, maybe two, but this is something I do every Wednesday night, and I look forward to it. Hello, John. Good evening. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. Nice fish you're holding there, John. A bass through the ice. Cool. Hello, Lori. How are you? How are you? Martin's along with us tonight as well. Randy's here. Richard is here. Paul is here. Chris is here. And we usually, another Randy's here. We usually get a real good crowd here on Wednesday Night Live. Coming up here, in fact, I see him standing by. Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats will be joining me here shortly. Hard to beat this warm weather in Lenawee County. Hard to beat this warm weather anywhere. Where do you go? Wolf hunt is coming. Chad, what makes you say that? I'm very curious because a wolf hunt is one of the topics I'm going to talk about tonight. Chad says a wolf hunt is coming. I can't wait. So what did I miss, Chad? Did something happen today that I'm not aware of? And if so, I'll probably look a little bit like a fool on the radio show this week because I talked about some things about the possibility of a Michigan wolf hunt. So what do you know, Chad, about a wolf hunt is coming? Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being along with us, by the way. And ladies and gentlemen, we're in the presence of greatness. Johnny Bowler, bear hunting guide extraordinaire and whitetail guide, Johnny Bowler. Real nice guy. Dan's with us this evening. Dan, how are you? Jerry says the ham was great. He's talking about a Michigan brand ham. We are going to give away another Michigan brand ham. Read an article that a judge will also order for this state. When did you read that, Chad? Because as I was saying on the show, you got your boat launch ticket, boat launch pass. I know Wisconsin had one this week, right? I know that. But when you start talking about a Michigan hunt, Wisconsin stopped their season. Yeah, they stopped it like 2 days short, 3 days short because they hit their quota. And the reason they hit their quota is two reasons. Number one, they allowed trappers and they allowed dog hunters. They allowed houndsmen in there to chase those wolves, which is something we didn't do here in Michigan. And if and when we have another wolf hunt in Michigan, that's something we have to do. They hit 200 already. The numbers I saw were that they hit like 89 and they pulled the plug because they knew there were some hunters still out there in the field. And the rest of the 200 animals are for the tribe. And I don't know if they have a number on how many the tribes have taken. Good evening, Brian. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. Rick's with us as well. My name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live. Johnny Cash Trevino. Johnny just sent me a picture of a beautiful Grand River walleye. And I was talking to Johnny, and I said, Johnny, can you join me on a radio show sometime soon? And he said, yes, because this guy is a wealth of information about urban fishing. I love that topic. Fishing in downtown Detroit, downtown Saginaw, downtown Flint, downtown Grand Rapids. I think it's very cool. Hey, Daryl, how are things in White River? Good evening, Matt. Nice to have you along with us. Let's see what we're going to talk about. I want to talk about, of course, wolf hunt, which we've already started out. The ongoing ammo shortage. I had a very interesting. Please do that. Chad says he will send a tag you an article on my Facebook page. I'll make it. All right, Chad, I would like to see that. Thank you. Good evening, Eric. Daryl says things are great in White River. Yeah, when you catch lake trout like you did, hey, Daryl? Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats, who spent the day on the Manistee River fishing with Paul Schlafly of Riverside Charters, by the way, is standing by. He's going to join me here in just a minute to give away a Michigan brand ham for Lent. Also, with a big announcement about Michigan brand products now being able to be found in the UP, in some stores in the UP. I hope that's just the beginning of many, many more great things to come. I'm going to talk about the rundown for this week's radio show, including a conversation I had with Jason Vanderbrink. Jason is the president of CCI Federal Heavy Shot Remington and Spear. So he is very much involved in this whole ammo situation. And the cool thing is, I'll get to this in just a second. And the cool thing is, Nick says they had a tally of 162 as of 2 p.m. today. All right. And they pulled the plug because they might go over that 200 mark. My opinion on the muzzleloaders deer season permanently a second gun season in the lower. It accomplishes the DNR's goal of wanting to kill more deer. It does take away from muzzleloader season, doesn't it? When you can sit out there during what it used to be muzzleloader season and somebody shooting a 30-06 next to you. Jason Vanderbrink, the president of those ammo companies, I found out because Jeremy here on the Facebook page told me that he's a Michigan guy. He grew up in Crump. He went to Pinconning High School, graduated from Pinconning High School. He worked behind the ammo counter at Frank's Great Outdoors in Linwood. So the guy's got some real Michigan connections, and I enjoyed the conversation with him. Chad Bailey says this warmer weather has his spring fishing itch going, and spring gobblers, amen to the spring gobblers. Martin is headed to Hidden Horns Game Ranch to fill the freezer with some bacon, ham, and sausage. You're going hog hunting, aren't you? Good evening, Brad. How are you? Remington is back up and running. Absolutely. I think you'll enjoy this conversation. It's in the second segment and the third segment of the first hour of this week's show. Jason Vanderbrink talks about the ammo shortage. I pressed him real hard about how long is this going to last. He, of course, wouldn't tell me. I didn't expect him to, but he said it's going to be a while. He said it's going to be a while. Here's a secret. Again, don't tell anybody. But if you're in Michigan, Jay's Sporting Goods got some 9mm ammo in today. Another shipment of 9mm. Art fished in southeast Michigan this evening. The ice is going away quick, he says. He says she's going away quick. Thank you for that, Jim. Yeah, I got a phone call today from a buddy, the same buddy who told me about the last shipment of 9mm that came into Jay's. He says, call your friends at Jay's. They got a shipment of 9mm. Jim said we had over 6 inches of snow last week, and it's 70 today. You're in Tennessee, aren't you? Berrien Springs Friday for some steelhead fishing. That's a great place to fish. Mark Pananza, good evening from Gladwin between basketball games. You're reffing. You're a ref, aren't you, Mark? So what are you doing tuning into me tonight, man? You're working. Captain Mark. All right. 7:08. Okay. Anyway, this break in the weather here in Michigan and across much of the country now is wonderful, isn't it? From that real heavy, nasty, deep freeze that we had that was just so miserable. Now, update on the 9mm at Jay's. Gina Cannell, who is the manager of the gun department at their Claire store, says, I think the 9mm was gone when she left at 6. They did get some other stuff, though, some other ammo. All right, Gina, I appreciate that. I didn't get in on this one quick enough because I was in the studio today when my buddy Ken called me. He says, hey, Jay's has got 9mm in again. Scott is asking Gina if they have 40 caliber. Mark says he had the freshman game and a varsity game. Well, that's one way to stay in shape, isn't it, Mark? Chad Bailey says, Mike, please remind us on the dates for the Wild Game Dinner. This is a drive-through Wild Game Dinner where a chef, Dave Miner, is doing the cooking. It is Saturday, March 13th, from 3 to 6. Gina says, no 40, Scott. No 40 cal. Thank you, Gina. It's always nice to have you along with us, Gina. It really is. You're one of the good people, and I love having you here. Dunham's got 200 rounds at 40, and I bet it lasted about 10 minutes. Dave's a ref as well. Good for you, Dave. What was the question? Oh, the date. Saturday, Saturday, March 13th from 3 to 6. This is at my church, Trinity Monitor Lutheran Church in Bay County, Michigan, Salzburg and 8 Mile. You need to get your tickets ahead of time. Call 989-662-4891. 989-662-4891 to get your tickets ahead of time. It's a drive-through dinner because we can't get together in person. Although last I heard, the pavilion was going to be open and possibly heated. So if you want, you might be able to eat out there. So you're not going to have to eat in your car. Chad says, it will not allow me to post it here, but I did make the article public on my page. 2 senators aim for a resolution for a wolf hunt in Michigan this year. Good. Good. Hey, Gina, you might find this interesting. I talked with Jason Vanderbrink today on the radio show. And I know you know Jason, but I didn't realize his Michigan ties. And we talk about the ammo shortage. No 40. Picking up an English setter puppy on Friday. I grew up with English setters. They're wonderful, beautiful dogs. Absolutely. Well, let's not waste my friend Nick Grillo's time anymore. Let's bring him in here. There he is. Good evening, Nick. How are you, my friend?
Good, Mike. How are you doing?
Good. Hey, listen, you were on, and Nick is with Michigan Brand Meats, by the way. You all know him by now. You were on the Manistee River today with Paul Schlafly of Riverside Charters. How'd it go?
Cold.
But it was warm. It was warm where I was. The wind was nasty, wasn't it?
It was, and it started snowing. It actually got colder as the day went on, but heck, it was still a day on the water, so, well, I'll take it.
How'd you guys do, Nick?
To be honest, it was a pretty tough bite. We went 2 for 4. Yesterday, I think he said he netted 4, but they had 9 or 10 on. They lost quite a few. And the day before, same kind of thing. They caught like 5, and they lost like 2 or 3 others. So today was definitely the slowest day so far this week with the warm weather. But yeah, so we still netted 2, and they were both pretty big ones. So can't beat it.
Can't beat that. Your trophy room's looking real nice behind you there, Nick.
Yep, getting there. As you know, I got that mountain lion that's still it's gonna get taxidermied right now, and hopefully get that later on this year. So that will be another good one on the wall.
Yeah, that'll look nice. Hey, listen, you got some big news. Aside from giving away a Michigan brand ham tonight, I made a post. You're making some inroads to the north. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So actually, it was probably I posted a picture on our Facebook of the Mike Avery sticks in front of a waterfall, and I had a couple comments on there that were good comments, but one of them was actually a store owner up in the UP. So he contacted us and said he would love the product up there. So we made a point to obviously sit down with him, and so we ended up getting 3. Well, there are 2 party stores up in Munising and 1 coffee shop, and we actually just filled them up on Monday, and yesterday we finished it. And it's right inside town in Munising, so it's perfect for if you're up there doing the Pictured Rocks or snowmobiling, or obviously, you know, the UP, you can do anything you want up there. So
somebody's asking you, Nick, was that your drone footage from Paul's boat that he posted today on Facebook? Was that yours?
Actually, it was. Yep.
You got a drone?
I did. It was kind of my first trial run. So I played with it around the house and stuff, and it has a tracking feature on it, so you can lock it right on to a boat or 4-wheeler yourself, and it just followed us right down the river. And I got some footage of us fishing too. Or not luckily, we didn't get any pictures of us catching one while I was up in the air. So yeah, that was kind of a test run, and I got some cool video of us flying up and down the river. So
can we play with that on the Angler Quest this summer?
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
Oh, that'll be so cool,
isn't it? When I catch a big pike on your boat, yeah.
Because you are the pike master. There's no doubt about that.
When I'm on your boat, yeah, I always get a big one.
Hey, also too, I'm going to be at the Minnow Bucket in St. Helens Saturday from 10 a.m. till noon. And you guys just did a deal with a Minnow Bucket. You're going to have Michigan brand products in there by this weekend, including the Mike Avery sticks.
Exactly. Yep. We actually met with him yesterday as well, and we're getting the product up there Friday, so it's there by the weekend, like you said. So that's going to be another great location for us. So yep, everything's looking great.
Chad says he's headed to Munising Friday. Are the Mike Avery elk sticks in Munising as well?
Yep. We got quite a few of them, so hopefully they last by the weekend for you.
Well, and what we need to do is you and I need to go out west and go on an elk hunt so we can make this whole elk thing official. You know what?
Exactly. Chad, you said you're going up there Friday. Are you going up there to fish? Because I'm actually heading up there too, I think this weekend to do some burbot fishing. So maybe you're doing the same thing. But so the 3 stores that we have up there, Mike, are the Hillside Party Stores. There's 2 of them. There's the main store, and then there's one on the east. It's called the Hillside Store East is what it's called. And from what I understand, I still haven't seen it personally, but they're pretty nice party stores, and they're a pretty hot commodity for the locals and for obviously tourists and everything. They have great beer selections, and it's a real nice party store. And then there's a coffee shop as well called the Gallery Coffee Company, and it's right downtown Munising, so you can't miss it. So yeah, Johnny, I knew that you would be excited about it.
I said I'm 30 miles from Munising, but I'll wait till you come bear hunting. Well, Johnny got an inside track. I take him some Mike Avery sticks every once in a while.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Hey, Nick, what do you say? Why don't we give away an Easter ham? We've been doing this since Lent started. We're going to do it right up until Easter. You good with that?
Yep, perfect.
All right,
I'm ready.
We got 2 minutes right now, folks. You have 2 minutes starting right now. Make your comments here for Nick Grillo on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter. Make your comments clever, make them funny, make it so Nick he can't pick anybody else. But please don't say something like, I'll give the ham to a needy family. That's a wonderful thing, and I hope you do that. But when you make a comment like that, it's almost impossible for Nick to pick anybody else. So please keep that in mind. Make your comments now about why you would like to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter. Susan says she would like one. Cameron would like one. Craig would like one. Captain Todd would like one. Doug would like one. And I'll tell you what, folks, Michigan brand ham, I'm going to share their website with you right now. Share screen. Michigan brand ham is absolutely wonderful. We have them for every holiday here. Oh, look at that. We got 3 things up there on the screen right now. How cool is that? Okay. Chad wants one. The other Chad wants one. Susan wants one. We are Michigan brand. Michigan brands, I think, since 1981. Nick, you still with me? How long do you guys go back?
Yep, exactly. So 81 is when we started, and in 1994 was when my dad changed it to Michigan brand. So that, yep, we used to be Bay City Meats before that, and that was my grandfather. And that's still his ham recipe we use today. So that's been in the family for years. And my dad kind of started the jerky. My grandpa used to do some of the venison jerky and stuff, but my dad was kind of the one that engineered that and took that off running, and obviously we became big with that these days too.
1 minute on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter, why you should win a Michigan brand ham, michiganbrand.net. I love Michigan brand. I love working with these guys. They're a great family. Nick Grillo, his dad Butch, his brother Joe, everybody there at Michigan brand, quality people, and they make great, great products. 45 seconds on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham. In his Homer Simpson voice. My boy Sam loves ham. We've had 2. They're good stuff. Oh boy. 30 seconds on the Michigan brand ham. 30 seconds on the Michigan brand ham.
And before we finish, Mike, I do want to say real quick to everybody, I know you're making your comments. I really do appreciate all the kind words. I know it's not just because you want to win a ham, right? But no, I know a lot of them are sincere comments, and I get a lot of people thanking our family, and I really do appreciate that. There's so many of them that I don't respond to every one, obviously, but I do want to say thank you, honestly. My whole family, I show them all the comments Thursday morning when we go over the Wednesday Night Live stuff, and everybody loves hearing this stuff. So I do appreciate that.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. And we appreciate you working with us. Time is up. Time is up. You know what that means? The contest is here we go. Over. I didn't want to do that with you on there, Nick, because I'd make you. Okay, the contest is over. I'll save the big, long, obnoxious, really obnoxious buzzer till next week when I'm alone. Nick Grillo, who is the winner of this week's Michigan brand ham?
All right, tonight we are looking at Ross Brown.
Ross Brown. Ross, I will find your comment here and I will put it back up. Ross Brown, the winner of this week's Michigan brand ham. Ross, send me a private message with your shipping address or send it directly to Nick here, and they will get that out as soon as they can. Congratulations, Ross. And thank you, Nick. Again, thanks for partnering with us here on Outdoor Magazine and Mike Avery Outdoors. And just thanks for being an all-around good guy. You're one of my buds, and I appreciate it.
I do appreciate that. Thank you.
There's Ross right there, Ross Brown. All right. Thanks, Nick. We'll let you get on with your night and have a good night. And thanks again. Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. Appreciate him being involved. There's Gina again. Chad says, Nick, when will you be up in the UP? I think he said he was going up Friday. When Nick's not working, he's hunting or fishing. That's the kind of guy he is. He loves to hunt and fish. He's one of us. Roger says, thank you, Nick, for all of the opportunities you've offered. Very generous. The Grillo family of Michigan Brand is very generous. I've been blessed to partner with great people. Jay's, of course, Angler Quest, Offshore Tackle, Michigan Brand, Yider Insurance, Security Credit Union, and the list goes on and on. But man, in fact, I was talking about that on the radio show today, that I was talking with Jimmy Gretzinger, because Jimmy's on the show this week, and we're talking about the importance of partnering with the right people. And if you partner with the right people, things just go a lot better. Let me tell you who else is on the show this week. The Outdoor Magazine radio show that airs on stations across Michigan. I told you Jason Vanderbrink, talking about the ammo shortage. Then Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. Bill was going to be on because we had 2 more openings for our hunt in Ohio in October of this fall. Have I shown you this? I just happened to pick this up. Yeah. Mike Avery, best wishes, Fred Bear. I just thought I'd show you that. I wasn't planning on doing that. But we filled those spots. So we talked with Bill about hunting opportunities in Ohio. Some people said, well, that's too early to go. Well, he has openings later on as well. OhioBowhuntingOutfitters.com. Then in hour number 2, we're talking fishing with Mark Romanek. Yes, we did fill the Ohio hunt. Yes. Does ham and walleye count as surf and turf? Of course it does. Greg sees Rob's lady just got in from fishing the Big Manistee. Big Manistee. Ian Fitzgerald of MUCC talks about the new hunter regulations. Then I go in depth on the Wisconsin wolf hunt and how that could apply to Michigan. Basically, the reason that Wisconsin got the wolf hunt was not because they have more wolves than we do. I'll come back to that. Then Jimmy Gretzinger of Michigan Outdoors joins me, and of course, wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner, and he gives one of the recipes that he's cooking up for our wild game dinner. Not our wild game dinners, fine. It's the folks at Trinity Monitor, the Athletic Association. 989-662-4891. 989-662-4891 for tickets. Call weekdays between 8 a.m. and noon. You'll probably be talking with Lisa, our church secretary. What am I drinking tonight? Right now, I'm drinking Crystal Light. And I think as soon as I get done here, I may go upstairs and put a shot of Maker's Mark in here. 50-50 at this point. But you know there's going to be Crystal Light in there. You know that's going to be in there. Before I get into the wolf hunt thing, I will be in St. Helen at the Minnow Bucket this Saturday from 10 till noon. Saturday to the 13th, you can see me at the Trinity Monitor drive-through wild game dinner because I'll be running food out from the kitchen to the folks who want their food. They call it a runner. In my case, it might be a fast walk. Saturday, March 20th, I'll be up by Burt Lake at Maple Bay Marine for Angler Quest. And then Saturday, March 27th, I'll be over in Mecosta at Lakeside Motorsports again for Angler Quest. When is the wild game dinner? Keep in mind, Ron, it is a drive-through wild game dinner because we can't get together yet as a group. Hopefully by next year, we will be able to, and we can get back to full bore, full blast, full throttle. It's Saturday, March 13th from 3 to 6 at Trinity Monitor Lutheran Church at Salzburg and 8 Mile in Bay County, Michigan. We're going to have an online auction too, about a week after that. 2 of the prizes in that online auction will be a Wraith 270 see-through ground blind from Primal Tree Stands. If you want one for turkey hunting season that's coming up and you don't win one in the auction, you can go to outdoorpregame.com. That's outdoorpregame.com. Use the promo code Mike20 and you can get one for $200. Oh, geez. It never ends, does it, Scott? My buddy Scott Hand said they made the official call tonight. Sorry, no walleye for Warriors this year. Hoping to be back with a full event in 2022. COVID has screwed everything up, hasn't it? I mean, I listen, when this thing first broke a year ago, if you would have said that the following summer we'd still be dealing with it, I would have thought you were crazy. Sorry to hear that, Scott, but I know you guys had to do what you had to do. What a shame. That's 2 years in a row with that one. Well, think about Outdoor Rama and the Ultimate Fishing Show and all those things. They're missing 2 years in a row. And at this point, it's not even clear if the folks from Woods and Water News will be able to have their outdoor weekend in September. Here we go. Andy says, looking to try the Detroit River first time ever this spring. Suggestions looking for a top-notch guide. Lance Valentine, Walleye 101, teaching fishing. John says he was thinking about this. There to be a lot of, I would have thought you'd be crazy with COVID. Isn't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? All right, let me go back to the wolf hunt issue because that was the topic of this week's Ask Avery segment. Why does Wisconsin have a wolf hunt? Why did Michigan not? And how does this apply to Michigan? Here are the stats on Wisconsin. The Wisconsin DNR says they have 1,000 animals. The Michigan DNR says we have 600 animals. Now, everybody that I know says we have more than 600 wolves, and I suspect the people in Wisconsin say they have more than 1,000. According to the Wisconsin DNR, they have 256 packs of wolves with an average of 4 wolves in each one. That's a family group. They had planned on doing a November wolf hunt in Wisconsin, but it got kicked into high gear because a group out of Texas called Hunter Nation said when the feds delisted wolves that Wisconsin was obligated to do a hunt immediately. So they sued the DNR and they found a pro-wolf or a pro-wolf hunt circuit court judge who ordered the DNR to have a hunt immediately. And that's how they were able to do it. It happened so fast, it didn't give the antis time to really fully kick into gear and fight it. Now, Chad was telling me earlier that that's what he's hearing rumblings of could happen here in Michigan. That'll be interesting. Charles says he just started following. How do you win the ham? We already gave it away, Charles. I'm sorry. We gave it away about 10 minutes ago. Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats was along with me. We will do this every Wednesday on through Lent. If you can jump on a little bit earlier next week, you'll have a chance. Kansas group. Okay. Lance, highly recommend Blasto Trip. And Nick said it was a Kansas group. Okay, I'm wrong on that one. I thought it was a Texas group. So it's a false statement I made for the radio show today. I thought they were out of Texas. The point is, an out-of-state group came in and sued the DNR. They got a judge to go along with it. And that's how it was able to happen so fast. If you let the bureaucracy grind through the system and you let them fight the anti-hunters and the anti-hunter whack jobs get involved, you'll never get a season. It just won't happen. You need to have something like this to make it happen. And please, my friends, do not fall for the marketing and PR campaign that makes you think that HSUS, Humane Society of the United States, is trying to save puppies and kittens. They're not. The goal of the Humane Society of the United States is to get rid of hunting, to get rid of trapping, to get rid of pets, to get rid of research, to get rid of farming. It's not to save puppies and kittens. If you want to save puppies and kittens, donate to your local animal shelter. Then you'll be saving puppies and kittens. If you give $1 to Humane Society of the United States, it's going to go into anti-hunting causes. It's going to go into fighting things like wolf hunts. It's going to fighting things like bear hunts and dove hunts. Do not fall into that trap. Scott, you're so old you should just win one on principle. I think you and I are about the same age. Are the anti-hunters a bunch of city slickers? I don't think we can be that broad-based, that broad of a stroke. Yeah, they don't like fishing either. We'll see. If we can get around the bureaucracy, get around the system, get a judge involved and say, DNR, have a hunt and have it now. So what they did, they had a 200 animal quota. They had 27,000 applicants for 2,300 licenses. They had hunters, trappers, and houndsmen. That allowed them to reach their quota very fast. If in Michigan we would have had houndsmen and trappers involved in the first hunt, we could have reached our quota. I would suspect we'll see that this time around. And Wisconsin is already planning for a November wolf hunt as well. I cannot get anybody in the DNR to commit to any kind of a timetable on when they'd like a Michigan wolf hunt. I don't think they want to let things too far out of the bag, because as soon as they put a date on it, the whack jobs, the anti-hunters will come out of the woodwork. They'll crawl out from underneath the rocks, and you'll smell them coming because they don't take showers. You'll smell them coming. You'll know they're there. They got more money than God, and they'll start to fight this thing. I hope trappers can get in on it as well. Jason, I'm curious, what don't you like about the Michigan DNR? I know a lot of people don't like the DNR, and there are good reasons to like the DNR, but I always question people when people say, I hate the DNR. Or not that you're saying that, but I always say, Nick, you and I must be looking, and I know you would know more than I do because you were directly involved in this, but your numbers and my numbers are not the same at all. Nick says 4,000 licenses. I said 2,360 licenses. Can't we just agree to disagree? Let's just all get along. No, HSUS is not our friend. Not our friend at all. Before I forget, can I show you something that I got today from my friends at Boning Archery? Is this not cool? It's self-explanatory. It's called a pocket quiver. And it's not for hunting. It's for a 3D course, or it's for just shooting in the backyard or whatever. And it's pretty cool. You slip this into your back pocket, and the arrows go in here. So it's when it's in your back pocket, you got arrows sticking up. You can just grab them. It's instead of putting it on your belt, you put it in your back pocket. Isn't that something? They just came out with this. It's been redesigned. How cool is that? Chad says, nice pocket quivers. They're great. Jason says the amount of deer they claim are out there and the need to harvest so many. And I wouldn't argue with that, Jason. I just wondered where you were coming from. Because sometimes I'll ask people, why do you hate the DNR? Well, I hate the DNR because my dad hated the DNR. Well, why did your trad guys use them all the time? I'm a trad guy. I'm going to start using it. It is a great idea. I mean, how cool is that? How easy is that? You slip it in your back pocket. You got some arrows there. Although I do tend to try to shoot with broadheads as much as possible. And obviously you can't use these for broadheads. These are for field points. How much for the pocket quiver? Well, Craig, let me see. I might be able to get you a deal. I really don't know. They sent me this. I'll be honest with you. I didn't pay for this. They sent me this. I have no idea how much this is. It was free to me, but I like it. They sent it to me so I'd talk about it. And guess what? I talked about it. Is the World Wildlife Federation similar to the group you just talked about? I don't know. I know PETA and HSUS and Fund for Animals are all the same. I don't know about World Wildlife Federation. I could do a pocket quiver giveaway, but this one's mine. I'm not giving it away. So if they do a wolf hunt, will it be like a draw? Yes, I would suspect it will be a draw. I would hope it would. I would hope it would. DNR officers ice fishing to get a double limit in one day. You saw DNR officers ice fishing and they went out and got 2 limits. Chad says it's $24.99. But you, because you're watching this Wednesday Night Live, you can get one for the special price of $24.99. I got you, Jason. Jason said, I don't hate him. It's just a question a lot of their rules and opinions. And it's good to question their rules and opinions. Absolutely, it's good. You don't want an agency that size with the authority and the power that they have not being questioned. We have to question the DNR. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because with the way we love hunting and fishing, and it's so important to us, if we don't question the DNR and they do stupid things in our opinion, it directly affects us. Think about this. You can get as mad as you want about a presidential election or whatever, but really, how much does that directly affect you? How much does whoever is president at a given time affect your day-to-day life? But if the DNR makes a decision about hunting or fishing, it could affect your day-to-day life. So I get it. I get it. Absolutely. Todd says, also, there was a DNR officer that didn't think he needed to buy a license. Not sure what happened after he got caught. I got to be honest, Todd, that sounds to me like an urban legend. I cannot believe that a DNR officer, a conservation officer, I don't believe they would be stupid enough to think they didn't need a license. I got to call BS on that one. Or UL, urban legend on that one. I don't believe that one. Scott says we have a pack of 7 or 8 wolves around their cabin in the western UP. Here we go. Scott Gatza says his girlfriend, Skunk, is crossing the backyard headed towards my house. Oh, he's at his girl. Did your girlfriend live over by me? I didn't know that, Scott. Came straight from another officer. I tell you what, Todd, send me the info. Because if that's true, people need to know about it. So send me the info. I would appreciate that. Speaking of skunks and the break in the weather, and isn't it nice that the cold spell has snapped? Somebody got excited the other day. They said they saw some robins. I said, don't get too excited about robins, because I've seen robins 12 months a year. Not all robins go away for the wintertime. But along that line, why here in Michigan do we honor the robin as our state bird? Why do we give that title to a critter that abandons us when the weather gets bad in the wintertime? It doesn't make sense to me. Why don't we make the cardinal the state bird? Why don't we make the blue jay the state bird? Why don't we make the chickadee the state bird? Chickadees love us. Chickadees are friendly. They stay around all winter long. They'll land on your bow. They'll land on your gun. They look at you. They smile. They chirp at you. They like us. Why not make a chickadee the state bird? Well, what is a robin? Takes off and leaves us. Or why not make the turkey the Michigan state bird? The repopulation of turkeys is one of the greatest conservation success stories in recent history. Why do I hate robins so much? I don't hate them. I like robins. I love to watch them go after worms. I love the chirping sound. I like robins, but I don't think they deserve to be the state bird. Why don't I give out my house number? Yeah, that's a good idea. My house number, and here's my cell number too. It ain't going to do that. Yeah, let's make the cormorants a state bird. Okay, so sure signs of spring, right? Maple sap flowing. Maple sap is flowing right now. It started flowing a couple of days ago. Maple sap starts to flow when it gets above freezing in the daytime and freezes at night. It's starting to flow across the state. That's a sign of springtime's just around the corner. A dead skunk in the middle of the road is a sure sign that spring is just around the corner. I'm seeing some reports of them. I have not seen one yet. But in my mind, oh, good point. Lori says if the turkey was our state bird, we wouldn't be able to hunt him anymore. And that would make me very sad. Did I get the drywall done? I got some guys coming tomorrow. I have high hopes. High hopes. Because as we talked about before, nobody is a drywall expert unless you've been drywalling for a living for 35 years. Beyond that, nobody else can do it. We can screw around with it. We can hang drywall. We can tape it. We can seam it, but we can't feather the seams in unless you're a pro. So 3 different groups of turkeys today. Excellent. The final sure sign of spring, in my opinion, and I got a pond right behind me here now. When I hear the first red-winged blackbirds on the pond behind me, then I know it's springtime. And we're a ways off from that. But that's the sure sign of spring. To heck with the robins. Robins are nice. They chirp, they jump around, and I don't know how they can find worms like they do. That's one thing I don't need, Lori, because I like to paint. I really do. I'm weird about that. I like to paint. I don't mind doing some simple electrical stuff. I don't mind plumbing at all. I kind of enjoy painting because I put my earbuds in and I listen to books. But drywall, So I'm hoping these guys tomorrow can do a good job for me. And I have high hopes. I think they will. All right, my friends, starting to wrap this up. What else is on the list here? I think I made it through it all. Took me long enough. Scott says, exactly. Exactly on the drywall or what? Exactly. Scott will be joining us in Ohio. The Kirtland's warbler should be the state bird. I don't think so, Scott. And the reason is, I can understand it because it nests here only, but it's in such a small area, I couldn't get behind the Kirtland's warbler. Bathroom remodel. I have not done a full-blown bathroom remodel. I've done some minor stuff, like putting in shower doors and stuff like that, but and countertops and sinks and stuff, but never a full-blown bathroom remodel. Is it about robins leaving, or is it your love for the crawler? Oh, Jason, you're a man after my own heart. Jason knows that I love night crawlers. It's about my problem with robins is about them leaving. Mapes and Matthew laid down some yotes. Is that what we're talking about? All right, my friends, congrats to Ross Brown. I can't read my own writing. Ross, you know who you are. Send me, you're doing a kitchen remodel right now. Yes, Scott, the Ohio hunt is filled up. We filled it up last night. So we're good to go. We're good to go. We're all filled up on that. Bill Piles is on the radio show this week, by the way, talking a little bit about crows. Crows are good to shoot, but I don't think I want him as a state bird. Congrats to Ross for winning this week's ham. Hey, Sam Austin from Jay's Sporting Goods set up my Predator recurve. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate that very much. jaysportinggoods.com. Thank you to Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. Check out their new UP stores if you want. Come to St. Helen Saturday morning from 10 till noon. Buy some Mike Avery Hunter Sticks and some other Michigan brand products at the Minnow Bucket. I'll be there for 98.5 WUPS, a personal appearance with them. I didn't think I would do any personal appearances during a pandemic, but I am. All right, my friends, have a great night. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Check out the website, MikeAveryOutdoors.com, MikeAveryOutdoors.com. And you can always join me, or you can always send me an email to Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Have a good night. Have a good week, my friends. Thanks for joining me.